and welcome to my channel. My name is Amira and I recently posted a college decision reaction video, and based off of that video, a few people, and by a few I mean like 3 people, have asked for my stats. So before we get into like my test scores and my grades and stuff, I have a few things to say. The first one is stand Beyonce and you will prosper. That's it. The next one is I am not a college admissions officer, nor have I talked to any of my admissions officers about my files, so this is all just speculation. I don't know like what the defining factor was in getting accepted into some of these schools, but I do have like my ideas on certain applications. The next thing is do not expect to get into any particular school. Unless you are the child of a celebrity, then you can expect to get into whichever school you want to. But if you go into the college application process expecting to get into a certain school, you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. The next thing is do not take rejection personally. Unless you got exposed for making a racist tweet or a TikTok like these people, in that case, you should take it personally because you deserve it. No college wants to be known for accepting racist students. I see in a lot of college decision reaction videos when people get rejected, they go, it's okay, I didn't want to go there anyways. That's not the case for me. I only applied to schools that I could see myself going to, so I'm not gonna like say anything bad about any of these schools because obviously I applied to them because I liked the school in the first place. But I would say don't take rejection personally because usually that just means the school wasn't the right fit for you, and that's probably the best thing for you in the long run. Okay, so with that said, let's get into my stats. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is my SAT scores. Yeah, so my SAT scores I don't think were like the strongest one in my application, but it is what it is. I went out there, I tried my best, and I got the score that I got, so I'm not gonna really dwell on it. But the first time that I took the SAT, I was a sophomore and I got an 1120, and obviously I was like, okay, that's not gonna cut it based off the schools that I was thinking about applying to. The second time I took the SAT, I was a junior and I got a 1310, which is my highest score. And the third time that I took the SAT, which was my senior year, I got a 1240, which was disappointing, especially because I did a lot of studying for that one in particular, and yeah, it just didn't go the way that I wanted it to. But I was like, I'm not going to take the SAT a 4th time. So the score that I got is the score that I got, and I'm just going to go with it. And so I would say, based off of the schools that I got into, my SAT score was like way below the like 25th to 50th percentile of like students that they admit, so I wasn't expecting to get into any of these schools based off of my SAT score alone, which is why like when you see my video I'm kind of just like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna get into this school. That's why. But when it comes to SAT score, I say just give it your best shot and apply to the schools that you want to go to, and you never know. Pro tip, ask your school for the SAT fee waiver. If they give it to you, not only do you not have to pay for your SAT, but you also don't have to pay for any of your application fees for college, and this saved me so much money. Considering the fact that I applied to about 12 schools, this saved me almost $900, and I got to apply to all of my schools for free through the Coalition and Common App. All you have to say is that you got the SAT fee waiver, and they will let you apply for free. So you should definitely do this. See if your school will give you the fee waiver. The next thing that I want to talk about is my grades, and I'm going to pull up my transcript because I cannot remember all the classes that I took off the top of my head. Before I get into my grades, a few things about my school. I attend a private Catholic college preparatory high school, which offers AP classes. I know some schools offer IB classes over AP or both. My school only offers AP classes and dual credit with community college. And freshman year, freshmen cannot take AP classes unless you take like an AP math class, which most people don't.
Freshman year, I took English 1, Multimedia and Web Development, Spanish 1, Health 1, Algebra 2, Intro to Catholic Catholicism and Sacred Scripture, Physics, Speech and Debate, and World History 1. And I got A's in all of those courses. Sophomore year, I took Honors English 2, Spanish 2, Health 2, Pre-Calculus, Women's Strength and Conditioning, Christology and the Paschal Mystery, Honors Biology, and AP World History, and I got A's in all of those courses. Junior year, I took Honors Spanish 3, AP English 3, Art Foundations, AP Calculus AB, Fitness for Women, Catholic Moral Thinking and Ecclesiology, Honors Chemistry, and AP United States History, and I got A's in all of those courses. And senior year, I took Creative Writing Online, AP English 4, AP Studio Art, AP Spanish 5, AP Calculus BC, LaSallian Ministry, / World Religions, and AP United States Government and Economics, and I got A's in all those courses too.
So with that, my cumulative unweighted GPA is a 4.0, and my cumulative weighted GPA is a 4.21. And my school is not like the biggest, so we don't do class ranking, but we do percentiles, and I was in the top 10% of my graduating class. Okay, another thing that I forgot to add when I was talking about my SAT score is that I did not take any SAT subject tests. I know certain schools ask you to submit subject tests, but personally I think they're a waste of time, especially if you take an AP test. SAT subject tests and AP tests are both distributed by the college board, so there's really no point, in my opinion, in taking both, and I ended up being fine. So I don't know, take that advice with a grain of salt. Obviously, not every person is the same. So those are my grades and AP scores and SAT scores for certain AP and honors classes at my school. You can also get dual credit at a community college that we're partnered with. So I also got community college credit with that, and with the college that I'm going to, luckily they're going to accept all of my credits, so that is very nice. Okay, a little bit about me. I identify as a cisgender female. I am a citizen of the United States. My ethnicity is African American and Korean. I speak English and Spanish, although quarantine has said my Spanish is a little iffy, but we don't have to talk about that. My parents are married. They're both first-generation college students, making me second-generation college student. I have a 14-year-old brother who's going to be a freshman in high school next year, and I did not have legacy to any of the schools that I applied to. Okay, honors and distinctions. So I'm just going to list them in order of the way that I put it on my application. The first one is the Brian Cameron Impact Scholarship Finalist, and this is a national award. The Brian Cameron Impact Scholarship is a full tuition scholarship to any university in the United States, and it is a very competitive application process. I think they get a lot of applications. I don't remember the number off the top of my head, and then they pick 100 finalists to interview, and then like 15 people for the scholarship. And so I put that I was a finalist for this scholarship because at the time that I was applying, I didn't know whether I had gotten the scholarship yet. Ultimately, I did not get the scholarship, but it looks very good to be even a finalist for such a prestigious scholarship. The next one is the Princeton Prize in Race Relations Certificate of Accomplishment. The Princeton Prize in Race Relations is an award given out by Princeton University. It's a prize of $1,000 to high school students from different regions of the country who have done work in race relations. And while I did not get the Princeton Prize in Race Relations as a junior, I got the award level beneath that one, which was the Certificate of Accomplishment, which is a national award. The next thing that I put was the Yale Bassett Award for Community Engagement, and I was a semi-finalist for this award. And it's very similar to the Princeton Prize in Racial Relations, although I don't know if they like give you money for that one, but it's also a very prestigious award. Next thing that I put is Spirit of Portland Young Leader of the Year Award, and this is an award given out by Portland City Council to one outstanding youth leader or activist in the city of Portland who is making positive changes for their community, and so I was very honored to receive this award as a junior. The next thing that I put is that I am a recipient of the Z-Man Scholarship. The Z-Man Scholarship is a scholarship based in Portland, Oregon, distributed by the Portland Police Bureau, which is a full-ride scholarship to a select amount of private high schools in the Portland metro area, and so the Z-Man Scholarship helps me attend the private high school that I attend right now. One thing that I do have to say about my honors and awards is that you'll notice that on the national level, a lot of those things were said finalist or semi-finalist or certificate of accomplishment, but not the whole thing. And I was getting kind of discouraged because when I was applying to a lot of these things, I would say, okay, I'm good enough to be a finalist, but I'm not good enough to get the whole award. And that was very easy to get discouraged, but I strongly recommend that you keep going because, again, rejection is just redirection. And while I didn't get the Cameron Scholarship, which was a full tuition scholarship, I got a full ride, which is tuition and room and board and study abroad and stipends for books and stuff like that. So when one door closes, another one opens for you. With the Princeton Prize, I got the Certificate of Accomplishment last year. This year, I was actually the recipient of the entire award. Do not give up because your hard work will eventually pay off, I promise you. Now let's get into activities and extracurriculars. The first thing that I put is that I am the founder and president of my school's Black Student Union. I started this affinity group as a junior just because attending a predominantly white high school, it's very important to have a space for Black students to just be who they are and feel supported in their identity. And so that was something that was very, very important to me, which is why I put it as the first activity on my list. The second thing that I put is that I am the founder and leader of the club Youth Ending Slavery. This is a club focused on putting an end to human trafficking and raising awareness and fundraising for organizations that fight slavery directly. And so we focus a lot on educating other people through documentaries and awareness events and bake sales and just trying to bring as much attention to modern day slavery because it is very, very prevalent in our lives today, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. Next thing that I put is that I am a leader of the organization Re-Innovate, Evolve, Prevent, also known as REP, and we focus on the intersections of gun violence and race, and we advocate for a lot of gun violence prevention initiatives. The next thing that I put is that I was the volunteer leader of Democracy Bowl at my school. Democracy Bowl is a citywide competition to see which high school can register and pre-register the most students to vote. And we came in second place, which was pretty good because we registered the highest percentage of students population at my school. So compared to certain public schools where they had 1,000 or 1,500 students, my school had about 700 students, and so we registered the highest percentage of students to vote, if that makes sense. Voter registration and civic engagement overall is very important to me, so I wanted to make sure to put that on my application. The next thing that I put on my application is that I was an intern at the Center for Women's Leadership, which is a nonprofit based out of Portland State University, and I worked there every summer since the summer before my freshman year of high school, so I've interned there for over 4 years. And my internship consisted of community outreach, social media management, video assistance, calendar management, research, and data administration, along with office clerical work. The next thing that I put on my application is that I am a member of the board of directors at the nonprofit Next Up. Next Up is a Portland-based political nonprofit focused on creating youth leaders and fostering civic engagement among young people. And I joined the board of directors as a junior in high school, making me the youngest member of the board of directors at the time. I'm still a member of the board right now, but unfortunately I will be leaving for college. As a board member, I worked in writing the organization's equity statement, developing the organization's programs and 5-year strategic plan, and leading the executive director review and fundraising. Okay, 2 more. The next thing that I put is that I am the Speakers Bureau Chair of the Youth Advisory Board of Vote 16 USA. Vote 16 USA is a nationwide organization focused on lowering the voting age to 16. And as the Speakers Bureau Chair, I helped manage media and interviews and helping students prepare to interact with media in general. And yes, being a part of Vote 16 was one of the best experiences ever. I highly recommend it. I will probably make a video about why we should lower the voting age to 16 because it is something that I'm very passionate about. So yeah, this is also something that was very important to me that I wanted to include on my application. The next thing that I put is that I am a TIP teen. So TIP stands for Trauma Intervention Program, and TIP is a group of specially trained citizen volunteers who provide emotional first aid and support to people who have experienced a tragedy, whether it's a family member dying or somebody dying by suicide or witnessing a shooting, what have you, or dealing with the trauma of the COVID-19 pandemic. As a TIP teen, I spend time with children who have experienced a tragedy. As children respond better to people who are closer in age to them. I think, if I'm being completely candid and honest, I think that the reason that I got into the schools that I did was because of my essays and because of my letters of recommendation. I had 6 letters of recommendation in total, 3 from my teachers, 1 from my counselor, 1 from my employer at the Center for Women's Leadership, and 1 from the president of Portland State University, who helped me get that internship in the first place. And all of these letters of recommendation were very good. I actually had the opportunity to read some of them after they sent them off to the colleges, and it's very good to just have people who are excited and ready to support you when the time comes. And for essays, I think my essays were very, very good. That is, I think, the main reason why I got into some of the schools that I did, is because I wrote about stuff that I was really passionate about, and I'm still very passionate about. And I think when you really care about something, it really shows through in your writing. So if you are interested in hearing some of the essays that I wrote, whether it's for a particular college or my personal statement, I would probably be willing to do that or talk to you personally. Your personal statement essay is very important, but the supplemental essays are equally important because you should really tailor that to the school that you want to go to, and doing your research really, really helps you in the supplemental essays. And the last thing that I want to talk about is including your resume in any type of media or articles that you've been featuring in. Please, please, please have a resume when you are applying to college. It is so helpful, especially because the Coalition app and the Common app only leave you 5 spaces to put the awards that you want to show off. But if you have more awards than that, you can put them on your resume, and you can also talk about other activities that you did that you couldn't include in your activities and extracurriculars part. A few things that I did: I was a part of Jack and Jill, I was a part of National Honor Society, I was a part of National Art Honor Society, just to name a few. I also had awards of commendation in certain subjects in high school that I couldn't put on my thing. And your resume also gives you a chance to write about your extracurriculars more in depth if your college doesn't ask for a supplemental essay, or you don't think that your extracurriculars quite match what the prompt is asking you to write about. So I think that's very helpful. So this concludes my college application stats video, everything about my application. Thank you so much for watching. I am planning on making more videos about college and like lifestyle related content and activism. A few of the videos that I have planned are on scholarships and how I decided which college I'm going to, and how I decided which colleges to apply to in the first place, since I know a lot of people didn't get to visit colleges this year. So I hope that my video was helpful to you, and good luck if you are a junior entering the college application process. I know this is a very weird time. Thank you so much for watching my video. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to. But yeah, thank you. Bye.